Thank you for having us on here to do the training this weekend, and it's an honor to be on here. My background was in law enforcement. I was an officer down in Miami-Dade, Florida for 20 years, and Ingrid was in the home healthcare industry. And we weren't looking for anything when we got into the network marketing industry. I just was looking to make an extra $1,500 a month because I was watching my kids grow up on my desk. I don't know about what you guys are looking at to do with this business, but I just wanted to be able to spend time with my family. And I'll share with you, Ingrid, she had narcolepsy. She would fall asleep driving to work. She actually had a prescription to take a nap at work. So my goal was to bring her home. Her goal was to bring me home because she thought my job was a little bit more riskier than her job. So we got started in this industry. And let me tell you, in my first year in this industry, I made $10,000. Now, some of you probably say, that's not a lot of money. But, it was a lot to me because I was able now to spend time with my family. That was my goal. But the second year, I matched my income. The third year, I matched and then I started making more, doing this on a part-time basis, the network marketing industry. And then they cut the budget and they told me I had to go back in operations and fight crooks. And I said, no, I quit. And I started doing this full-time because I used to do a lot of dignity protection, football games, parades, concerts. When I started doing this full-time, brought Ingrid home 6 months later. But what it took us 5 years to earn with that other business, right? For us to walk away from our careers, we did that with this business, with this technology, with this system in 5 months. You heard what I said. What it took us 5 years to earn, we did it in 5 months. And we're going to share some of the things that we do, but all we did, I shared with you, we went to Steve and Gina's house. We said, tell us how this works, because they already have done it. So why am I going to reinvent the wheel? I just want to copy the right cat, and they were the right cats to copy. And that's why we hit the level, and we're on our pace to get to the top level with the company and earn that six-figure income monthly, right? That's the goal. So I'm going to jump into the training, and we're going to have a little bit of fun, and then I'm going to come back to Steve to wrap it up with some incredible announcements for you guys. But let me get started with my slides here. So the first thing is, and you probably guys going to say, you know what? I heard that already. Some of it you probably heard already. But my thing is, how many times you went to work and did the same thing? You heard it every day when you went to work, and you still showed up, and they paid you to show up every day to hear the same thing. This is your business. And when you hear the same thing here, you get better and better and better, and you win. And that's what Steve and Gina talks about, winning all the time. And we're going to share with you, what is your why? All right, think about it. Now, you probably say, that again. But some people say, what why stands for? What hurts you? And that's what you're going to work this business to get out of the hurt. So I want you to, hopefully you have pen and paper, because they said a short pencil is better than a long memory. All right, so list everything you've ever wanted to be, to do, and to have. Let me just, it's not moving there. Okay, there you go. So now, what do you want to be? Do you want to be more healthy, out there being able to run, right? Maybe you want to be that perfect aunt, parent, that be able to spend time with, maybe that's a grandparent, spending time with their grandchild. Or do you want to take control of your life and have the boss in the background and you in the foreground? Or do you want to make that decision to take your family on a vacation and you pay for everything? And that's something that Ingrid and I did for the past 2 years, taking our grandkids on to Disney, to Epcot, to just taking them on trips, right? Now, what do you want to do? Do you want to travel? Do you want to take up another hobby, right? Cruise. Or maybe you want to jump out a good flying airplane like these people, right? I don't know. That's something I don't want to do, but some people want to do that on their bucket list. But what do you want to have? Now, everybody looks at this guy in this car and it says, well, he wants to have a car. No, he wanted the smile. You know how much it costs to get a good smile? Right? Think about that. It wasn't the car, it was the smile. Right? What about a house? Maybe you want to have a house that maybe your kids are sharing a room and you want to help, want to get them another room. Or maybe you have some parents that's living on a fixed income. You want to help unfix that. What is your why? Right? That might be your parents right there. You're taking them on a personal cruise, right? Not on a ship with a whole lot of people, on a personal cruise. But as Zig Ziglar says, you can have everything that you want in life if you help enough people get what they want in life. And I'm just going to share with you. I'm going to go back to Steve and Gina, because when we heard that they helped over 170 people earn $1 million in a 12-month period, we knew that was a couple we wanted to lock arms with. Because this industry, the secret of this industry, how many people you're willing to help make more than you? That's the secret. It's not about you being above them. It's about you helping people to rise up with you. So how will you get what you want? How will you get that why? Right? Is your dream worth it? As they say, if the dream is big enough, the facts don't count. So we want to keep it simple, though. And Steve touched on it. And we want to create a culture of system-dependent people. You have to plug into the system. You don't want to be people-dependent because you don't want to be the guy, because you could only be a guy for so many people. We have a system with Build 331 that you have to master. Once you master the system that they talked about just now, and we're going to expound on some of that, some of the how-tos with the system, but that's what creates a success. We didn't create the success with this business model. We went to Steve and Gina and says, what's the system? They said, this is the system. The first thing they said, 20 left, 20 right. We did that. Now we're working on the second 20 left, 20 right. We're not going to stop doing 20 left, 20 right, because once you do it, you can teach it. See, I was a training advisor. I was assigned to the police academy. I trained police officers to correctional officers. But when I asked the student to do 25 pushes because of something that he didn't do, I got down there and did the 25 push-ups with them. I didn't stand over them and watch them do the 25 push-ups. Steve and Gina is now watching you and telling you what to do. They were over there, they won a trip, and then they spent 4 weeks away from their family to build a business for us, because I had people in Europe at the meeting where they were at and took pictures. So they were working for us while they're over there. They were helping us build our business over in Europe. So that's what the systems is about. Plug into the system. So duplication is key to success, right? All we're doing is duplicating what Steve and Gina has done. And all of the top leaders, they talked about 23 top leaders right now, and ask any one of them, what did they do? All they did was follow the lead of Steve and Gina and the system that Honest Cole and Steve and Gina put together. As they say, what you see is what you do. Now, I'm going to play a short clip right now. Hopefully it works. And then I'm going to come back. And it's real short. And it's entertaining too, but watch this. And it is so true. What you see is what you do.
To answer that question, we set up a hidden camera experiment to see if this woman would stand up at the sound of this tone, simply because everyone else is. You might be thinking you'd never go along with this. Or would you? After just 3 beeps, and without knowing why she's doing it, this woman is now conforming perfectly to the group. But what happens if we take the group away?
Elaine, please.
Okay, now she's alone. The crowd is gone and nobody is watching her except our hidden cameras. What do you think she'll do? She's now conforming to the rules of the group without them even being there. Now, watch what happens when we introduce another outsider who doesn't know the rules.
Have a seat and they'll be out in just a couple minutes. Great, thanks so much.
Everybody was doing it, so I thought I was supposed to.
Think she'll teach the new guy what to do? We kept the cameras rolling as more unsuspecting patients arrived. And slowly but surely, what began as a random rule for this woman has now become the social norm for everyone in this waiting room. Here to explain what's going on in their brains is Jonah Berger of the University of Pennsylvania.
This sort of internalized form of herd behavior is part of what we call social learning. Starting at a very early age, when we see members of our group perform a task, our brains literally reward us for following in their footsteps.
When I saw everybody stand up, I felt like I needed to join them. Otherwise, I'm like excluded. Once I decided to go with it, then I felt much more comfortable.
Conformity is how we become socialized, but it can also cause us to develop bad habits or repeat past wrongs.
And it's why even this rebel, who wasn't standing for any of this nonsense, eventually joined the ranks. And the only thing more shocking than seeing how easily conformity affects the way you act is that similar forces are subconsciously shaping the way you think right now.
So as you see, what you see is what you do, right? And that's why the system is so key, because all you have to do is follow a system. Do you want to be where Steve and Gene is? Do you want to be where the top leaders are? It's following the system. So as they say, people will duplicate 100% of what you don't do, right? And 50% of what you do right. That's the key. So what are you going to do? And are you going to plug into the system? So let's get started and talk about the system. So first thing is the list. Now, I know everybody on here said, I heard that before the list, but how many of y'all on this Zoom today have not contacted everyone on your list? And some of you said, well, I have them all in my phone. But as Gina said earlier, motion creates emotion. You need to take it out your phone and write it down on a piece of paper, because that's going to create the emotion that you're going to have inside of yourself to make the calls, right? You could use a memory jogger, and that's just going to help you, like, the person at the bank. Now you'll talk to the bank teller, the person at the post office, cell phone contacts, social media platforms. But one thing you don't want to do is prejudge, because you don't know what people are going through, right? I never knew that so many people couldn't sleep until I started working with the X39 and they started wearing the patch and they said, I could sleep a lot better. I didn't know they weren't sleeping before, right? Don't make decisions for other people. That's the key. Our goal is to educate and help them understand what we're doing. Everybody needs what we have. Everybody wants what we have, but they just don't know about it yet. Our goal is to go out there and share and educate them so they understand what this patch can do for them. The patch doesn't heal, doesn't cure. It just reboots your body, as we say. But you want a big list, because if you have a big list, you'll have a big business. You have a small list, you know what happens then. You have a small business. So, and you got to keep adding to your list. And they're going to expound on that a little bit more. But approaching prospects. Now, one of the rules is that you want to, let's do this right quick. One of the rules is you must emotionally detach yourself from the outcome. It doesn't matter. You might talk to your best friend and they laugh at you. Oh, that's no way that's going to work. Then I talked to one of my best friends, and she was an anesthesiologist, and she says, there's got to be something going into your body. I didn't let it bother me. I talked to her when we first got in February. She didn't get in until May, until she had a pain in her hip, and she went on her desk and searched for the patch, and it helped. Think about that. So I didn't get upset about it, right? She's talked all kind of stuff, but you want to be yourself. We're just ourselves. But you know what? You will get excited about this once you start working and building the business. So you want to bring some passion to it, as we say, and the passion is excitement, right? And if you're not excited, as they say, your wood's going to be wet, because this business works, right? The patch works. Right? You have to have a strong posture. Be yourself and be your bold self. Now, I'm not obnoxious with people about it, but I just know it works. And I just share with you, I didn't have anything going on with me when we signed up for this. I didn't have any pain, nothing. I had plantar fasciitis in my foot from running, but I had that for a while. And so nothing happened. I've been using a patch for a month, nothing happened, but when my sister used it and it worked, when one of my best friends used it and it worked, when another nurse friend of mine used it and it worked, I took their belief. That's when my belief went through the roof. My plantar fasciitis went away in 2 months. But if I would have quit in the first month, I'd still be hopping around now. I couldn't run, couldn't play basketball. But I kept using it. And when you heard the story, the lady used it for 6 months, and not till the 7th month it worked. So you got to be bold about it and just keep sharing and keep sharing and keep sharing. So I'm going to turn it over to Ingrid now, and she's going to jump into some more information on how you can take your business to the next level, especially with this 90-day run.
Awesome. Thank you, Tommy. Well, great opportunity tonight, well, today to share. Well, we're going to cover a few things, and guys, it's just the basics. You've learned a lot of the how-tos, but let me tell you the fundamentals of inviting. First, guys, it's all about the mindset, right? Guys, we have to know we have the gift. We know we have it, so we need to share that. What we need to believe that we have it, right? We have an amazing technology that will change the quality of their lives, not just medically, but financially. We're touching lives in every way. You must be yourself. Be your best self. And if you're modeling someone because you're being coachable, put your personality into it. People know you. And if they don't see you, they're going to think you're faking it, right? And just be real. Now, Tommy talked about having passion. Be enthusiastic. Like if you're getting ready to make your calls, I recommend play some music, some upbeat music that gets you in the right mind frame before you get on that phone. Because guys, let me tell you, they can feel your energy over the phone. So don't get on that call, as Steve said, and just, you don't want to do that. You want to make sure they can feel your passion. They will, feel your heart. I'm telling you, when you are sharing, they're going to be believing because they feel it coming through the phone and have urgency. Like, guys, don't wait for next month to do this. Don't wait for next week. If you're talking to someone, don't tell them to check it out next week or jump on a Zoom next week. It's now, not next week. We want to, and if, what they say, if not, just go next, right? And belief. You have to believe in the company. Come on, guys, 19 years. Like, what is there not to believe, right? Believe in your product, the opportunity. We know it works. We've had many examples before us. And of course, most important, you need to believe in yourself. Guys, you need to believe that you deserve it. You can do it. And, everything will fall in place. Now, inviting, it's an important skill. Now, to let you know, it's all about setting appointments, getting people to take a look. Guys, startx39.com. Invite to an opportunity Zoom. Don't complicate it, guys. This is it. This is what it takes, right? Our job is to educate the uneducated. They don't know it exists. We just need to let them know. And educating and understanding. I'm going to share. Tommy talked about the Bill 331. That's our system. I'm going to read this. Why? Because I got this out of the Bill 331. So if you recognize this, you're going to say, oh, yes, I remember. And if you didn't, that means you're not plugging into the system. All right. So you need to know your product, right? So the X39 is a stem cell activation patch made from organic crystals. You have a little patch showing. When applied to your skin, it's activated by your body heat. It's non-transdermal. Your body heat then releases the frequency that has been proven to stimulate the GHK-Cu copper peptide. And the benefit of that is that the X39 patch is proven to activate, increase, and reset your body stem cells to a younger state. Guys, we don't have to create anything. Everything is there for us already. This script, I may have reworded it a little, but you have to put your personality. Scripts are not there for you to read. Scripts are there to put your personality into it, and so that you can share it. So just like when you stand in the sun, the frequency from the sun tells your skin to elevate the vitamin D. So people understand that. So it's important to just, guys, talk to everybody. So whoever talks to the most people, win. All right, so there's 2 recruiting approaches because we're building. We're builders, guys. We're not just patching people. Come on, we're changing lives, not just medically, but financially. And that's where the success is. We have a product approach and we have an opportunity approach. So I'm gonna, what is coming next is very wordy, but I'm going to do it. It's a script. It's what I use. I'm going to read it, but I just want you to understand, whatever it is that you do, if it's working, don't change it. All right. I just listen I hear what people say and I adapt, and that's how I'm doing it. So I'm just going to share the approaches and what works for us. All right. This is the product approach. I can tell you, if you're going to do the product approach, guys, you must be equipped. You can't be doing the product approach and you're not a diamond, or you're not on a maintenance pack, or you don't have enough tools. This is your tool. You must be ready for samples. So I'm just preparing you. All right, so this is my conversation, and I kind of put it here just so that, if you want to use it, whatever. But anyway, I found out about a new topic. But first of all, I say, what do you know about stem cells? Then you listen. Guys, you need to be a conversation, right? You listen. Just let them talk. 9 times out of 10, they don't really have much to say, but let them talk. Then you come back. You know what? I found out about this new technology that reactivates our own stem cells. I didn't know this, but at age 30, half of our stem cells go dormant. And by 60, they're almost all gone. You still have them, they're just stagnant. That's why people are more prone to sickness and disease, and they recover slower, feel sluggish, out of energy, and they feel like they're getting older. The product is patented, therefore nobody has it. And that is what is so powerful. But anyway, the testimonies will bring you to tears. They're that good. And this is a lucrative business plan. Now, at this point, I pause and I'll share my own testimony. You share your testimonial. If you don't have one, you borrow your team. That's what we did initially, because we didn't have our own testimonials. So we borrowed the team's testimonials and we share. I have a little cheat sheet. I just have, I just blow up a little cheat sheet and have it always prepared. I'm on the phone. They can't see me anyway. And I touch different points. I said, actually, if when I share the story, most stories, there's rapid pain, it's pain relief. And if you're talking to someone that has no pain, their conception is, well, I don't really have pain, so I don't know if this patch will really, I don't know if I really need this. So you need to touch the different areas. So, people experience better sleep, improved energy and vitality, improved hair quality and nail growth, rapid wound healing, mental clarity. Guys, just go and just throw out a few benefits that that the patch has done for many people. So that's a cheat sheet. I always, if you're going to be on the call, if you get nervous, getting that cheat sheet in front of you is the best, because you won't forget a benefit, right? So just wanted to share that as a tip. So once I'm finished that, I don't even allow them to talk. I'm just continuing. Quite honestly, while I'm sharing, their expressions are wow, because they can't believe the benefits that I'm sharing that this patch is doing. I tell them, listen, our bodies are made to heal itself, and to be able to have a patch that allows that to happen is just amazing, right? So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to send you a link that has all the information on the X39 stem cell reactivation patch. It has the 80 case studies from the doctors, the patents, and the testimonies. I want you to check it out. There's 2 short videos, with an overview. If it makes sense, watch the 3rd one, because the inventor explains the technology. If you like it, text me your address and I'll send you some samples. Now, that's how you do it that's how we do it with the product approach. I don't lose opportunities to invite to Zooms either. So I'm still on the phone with them. What am I going to be sending them? startx39.com, right? But then at that same conversation, I already have them on the phone. I know there's a Zoom on Monday. So I'm going to say, what are you doing Monday night at 8 o'clock? If it's that night, what are you doing tonight at 8 o'clock? Awesome. I'm going to send you a link. I want you to check it out. And guys, now they have 2 opportunities. If they can't watch the video, if they can't get on the Zoom, they'll watch the Start X39. If they like what they see, now they're more open to wanting to attend one of those Zooms. If they come on the Zoom and they get all fired up, because they will, now they're going to really take that Start X39 and start giving it a deep dive because of what they just saw. Guys, don't duplicate. Don't complicate it. Like, it's It's everything I just shared is what we hear every day when we do our presentations, when we listen to the different Zooms. The other one is our opportunity approach, right? This is, you know what, I'm a builder. You have there's two, not everybody can see big money. So you want to start off with two different mindsets depending who you're talking to. Sometimes you don't want them to feel like you're trying to tell them that they need to earn more. So you can use a third-party approach, right? Who do you know that wouldn't mind earning an extra $500 to $1,000 a month on a part-time basis? They'll probably say, me, right? Even if they don't, who cares? I just came across this new technology that's a significant medical breakthrough that has a very lucrative business plan attached. Are you available tonight at 8? You can jump on a Zoom? That's one. The other one you could use is this person, they're doing well from themselves. You don't know what income level would attract them. So do you keep your income options open if the money was exciting enough? Think about that. They know what's exciting to them, so that's the dollar figure they're thinking about, right? Same script. Came across a new technology. I didn't even tell them about the stem cell. I didn't even go into a lot. I mean, if they say, so what is it? Great opportunity. Now I talk about what do you know about stem cells, and I do that spiel, right? So in the meantime, I'm going to send you a link that will explain the technology. If it makes sense, we can make a lot of money. And I send them to startx39.com. Didn't send them any samples, didn't send them anything. We're talking business. We're getting you started with an incredible opportunity. So I just wanted to share the two different approaches. Hopefully that meant something and was worth it. But very important, guys, remember to always tell them, listen, this patch doesn't heal, doesn't cure. All it does is allows your body to do what it's supposed to do, and it's healed itself.
Well, just to jump in real quick before Ingrid goes on, as you saw those pictures there, that was actually we did those 2 home presentations, and we had 70-something people at one and over 100 at the second one. And you saw Steve there taking pictures, but that's what we have to do. And as you notice, and Steve talked about, you saw the slides when we started this Zoom today, they have live presentations all over the country now with Quantum Field. So you want to make sure that you plug into those live events that's happening in Dallas, that's happening in Ohio, they're happening all over. So live is where it's at, because once you get the people there, once they feel it, it's a total difference. And the Zoom is great, but when you're there touching and feeling and shaking a hand, makes a big difference.
All right, now you want to present for success. And so Steve, we didn't really talk before we did this, but you need to learn to be a presenter, right? You need to be that person. You know what they say? The person that's drawing the circles are those are the people that's earning the income, right? So you want to learn how to do that. First of all, you need to learn your own testimonial. That's like your elevator pitch. Come on, you need to learn, how to share what your pain was prior to X39 and how the X39 has helped. Also, share why you're excited about the opportunity. Because, if you're presenting, it's not just about the patch now, it's about earning income, right? So you're able to capitalize on a significant medical breakthrough with a very lucrative business plan. Like, guys, I learned this at the This Is It convention. Those 2 little lines right there, I took that note and I've been using that, because that's why you don't want to miss anything, because every time you listen to a new training, you get your notes, as Gina says, right? You're going to take notes and you're going to use what works for you. Learning the opportunity presentation. Actually, Steve said this. Just go on the Zooms, listen and learn, right? Our Bill 331 has the presentation in it. So you just pull down the presentation or reach out to your leadership and tell them, I need a presentation. Guys, it's point and read. It's simple, right? But you go on the different Zooms, hear different personalities present, use what works for you, point and read. And there is it, guys. You are a presenter. You can now do your own presentations. You can download this in your phone, go in a coffee shop, flip in through your phone with the presentation and do an incredible presentation. And guess what? If you messed up, who cares? They don't know. They don't even know what you're supposed to be saying. So the more you do it, the better you get. So we just, I never miss a Zoom. I always want to hear the different testimonials. That to me is it just really energizes and gives me more conviction every time I actually go on a Zoom. And of course, if you're not comfortable, guys, you can actually use a pre-recorded presentation. I understand not everybody is comfortable sharing, if they don't have that confidence yet. But until you get to that point, don't let this stop you, right? Their Onyx calls, the YouTube page, all our presentations are recorded. Select the one that resonates with you. Use that as your go-to. You're sitting with someone, watch it with them, send it to them. It's best if you can do a personal presentation, even on a Zoom. Share that presentation on the Zoom if you're not comfortable. Guys, don't complicate it. Just let the system work for you, right? You don't have to be the perfect presenter. Now, I share a quick story here. I don't speak Spanish. I had a team member that needed to do a house meeting. And, actually I was going to be out of town. So I had one of my other business partners to present. She don't speak Spanish either. But you know what we did? We sent her the Spanish presentation. She arrived. She played the Spanish presentation. The presentation presented to all the Spanish-speaking guests. It was awesome. And they did have signups right then and there. So guys, it works, right? So we just need to use the system. Following up means we care. Guys, the fortune is in the follow-up. I don't want to tell you, you actually, they are expecting you to follow up because you said you were going to, right? So follow-up is doing what you said you were going to do. Like, I'm not going to just send someone to a Zoom and don't call them back. Come on. After the Zoom, if I saw that they were on, that's the next phone call. I saw you had an opportunity to jump on the Zoom. So so that's, you have to follow up. If you don't follow up, they probably won't want to do business with you because they're thinking you didn't do what you said you were going to do. Now, the only reason we have to, to follow up is to get to that next exposure. Because guys, what we know is that it takes 4 to 6 exposures to really get someone started. So that first exposure, maybe that telephone conversation. That second one might be sending them to that Zoom. The third one might be that follow-up. Maybe we didn't close them. Now we need to send them another link. Maybe they need to get a video from David Smith. Guys, we have the resources to get them to that next step. It might need a 3-way call with your expert, right? Then eventually you're going to come to the close. Guys, if they don't say no, it's not a no. So we just keep following up. And you want to, now don't be overbearing now, but you want to condense the exposure process. Like, don't send them a link this week and then 2 months from now you follow up. That won't work because in between that, someone else might recruit them, right? It's just how it is. And that decision might be because they may think, well, someone spoke to me about it 2 years ago. Guys, they're not going to go back to the person that they spoke to them 2 years ago because that person didn't follow up with them, what means that maybe they weren't really serious about their business and they want to do business with someone that is serious about their business. So you need to show that prospect that you're really serious by doing the right thing and following up and getting them to the next step. Closing is an opening. Let's see how that works. You want to learn to ask the right questions that gives you the positive direction, right? So you never say, so what do you think? Guys, you don't want to know what they think. Like, who cares? Like, we know it works. We're not asking for their opinion. So what did you like best about what you just saw? Like, come on, best. Like, they're going to start telling you, well, I like the fact that it's non-transdermal. I like the fact that, they're going to start selling themselves on the benefits of what they just saw. So the likeliness of them getting started has increased, right? Pretty exciting, isn't it? Now, guys, do your own thing. Like, this may not be your personality, right? It could be, wasn't that amazing? Come, whatever your personality is, but you must have passion. They must feel your energy. Can you see how this could be an opportunity for you, right? So your positive questions to get positive results to enhance your closing. Now, maybe at this point, or maybe you come to a point that you might have to take out this next card. This card is a 4-question close, right? I'm going to go through four, a little series of questions that, you don't always have to use, but this can be helpful, right? So question 1 is, based on what you just saw, if you were to get started with this company on a part-time basis, approximately how much money would you need to earn in a month for this to be worth your time? So you're putting it in their ball game now, right? It's in their ballpark, right? They might say, if I could make maybe 2,000, maybe that would be worth it. If I could make 2,000, they're thinking part-time, they still have their job. This is just this little extra side gig, right? So the second question is, so approximately how many hours would you commit each week to develop that kind of income? Well, my hours, maybe 2 hours a day, maybe 10 hours a week. I could do 10 hours a week. Guys, they're committing to you, right? 2,000, 2 hours a week. Third question, 10 hours a week. The third question is, so how long, how many months would you be willing to do these hours to develop that kind of income? And so they'll be like, maybe 6 months. I'll probably do it for 6 months. If in the next 6 months or a year, if I could be earning that extra 2,000, because they understand it takes time to build. So I wrap it up. So if I could show you how you can develop an income of $2,000 a month, working 10 hours a week over the course of the next 6 months, would you be ready to get started? Guys, if they don't get started here, I don't know, right? So I'm just
ready.
Right. So it's just it's just another way to close. So I know we always have objections. We get it too, and I'm so Steve and Gina. No matter how much income they're earning, they still get this, right? Oh, it's one of those pyramid things. It's that network. I don't want to do network marketing, or maybe I can't believe nothing goes in your skin, or, whatever their objection. Guys, we really don't care what their objection is. All we know, if you get good at learning these 3 words, feel, felt, found, guys, you can overcome any objection, right? But you must always agree. And I know it might be difficult because we have different personalities listening right now. This may be difficult for you, but as long as you agree, people feel commonality and their guards drop, right? Whether it be the fact that, it's a scam, listen, I know how you feel, because quite honestly, I felt that way when it was shared to me. But you know what? The more research I did, the more people I had getting results, this is how I feel. I know how you feel because this is what I found. The more people having the results, it's just an amazing business. Most of our objections is the network marketing part. Hey, I know how you feel. I felt the same way, but for me, well, they know I've been in the industry, but I know it's a negative for a lot of people. But I can tell you, this is life-changing. What is more rewarding to us is the people we're helping, the people that are not able to sleep, to be able to sleep better. Guys, you know what brought you in. You need to use your reason as what you found and let them understand why you're doing this. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to...
I just tell you, incredible training, Ingrid. And the thing is, it's a choice, right? Anything that you do is a choice.